Imagine this, all right? You walk upon a tribal camp, a cannibal camp, and you hear a weird noise. Right? And you look around the tree, and what do you see? Two cannibals just going at it.
Sons of the Forest. Where to start? Now, before we start tearing into this game, I want to apologise for the squeaky goddamn chair. Just listen. Now, before we start tearing into this game and going on a long ramble rant? Did I just make a new thing? it's not just me. A lot of creators and close friends feel the same way, and I just had to talk about it. We got Thicc, the Outer Middle show, a lot of small communities. They're just puzzled of why no one's coming back to play this game. I mean, you can say that the game's still pretty solid, but there's no one's playing it. It's left me baffled that this game comes out like fully, like out of early access in less than a week. And it has so many goddamn problems, tons, like integrated into the foundations the game's built. You can't kind of fix that. It's just, firstly, I want to say the dev team that created the first original Forest, insane. The Forest has been such an amazing universe with just tons of stuff to explore, creating memories with your friends. The classic horror survival, it's crazy. I used to get so scared playing that game. The goddamn cannibal screams, man. Like, I can hear them in my nightmares. I just want to put that out there because that's why I'm just so disappointed that we got the most anticipated sequel, you know, 10 years awaiting, being delayed 2, maybe 3 times, and yeah, after 50 hours playing, I got burnt out, and I just want to talk about it. Why is no one playing Sons of the Forest? That is the question. One of the creators that I absolutely love to watch that I think kind of made the forest for me is the Outer Middle show, or as we call him, Mad Vlad. He's just so funny. He had all these how-tos of how to find different stuff, and it was just so solid. I love Mad Vlad, and it's just been heartbreaking because whenever he makes content on the forest, you can just see that it's not rubbing him the right way. Even Thicc. I'm telling you, lots of creators are feeling this way, and we just have to talk about it. So strap in, it's going to be a long rant. Again, watch the whole video. If you've got any problems, comment down below. Now, I've got a lot of key points to why this game just didn't work for me. Now, we're going to get into it, but there's like 10 key points, and at the end of the video, there's going to be a little section of how I wanted the story to kind of, where I thought it was going to go. I mean, the story for this game was absolute ass. And, don't even get me started. This is going to be a long video. Strap in, lads. Let's do this. Now, the first problem we're going to jump into is the map. It's huge. Bigger is not better, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. Trust me. Now, during my playthrough on the channel, you goddamn right, go check it out. We streamed this game live. We barely used the top side of the map. In fact, I don't think we ever did. There's like... The map is huge, man, and it's pointless. There's no reason to. There's no incentive or like thing pushing you to use the rest of the map. It's just empty.
All right, so Sons of the Forest. Why the hell is nobody playing it? I don't know, okay? I really don't. It could be because the map is too big. But is it really, though? I think maybe there's just not enough to do in it. It could be too big, but I think for the most part, there's just nothing to do in it.
Now, I know what you're going to say, okay? The map has changed a lot since I played the first month or 2 of the game. Oh, they've added ponds and lakes and more trees. I don't care, okay? I don't want to walk around for 45 minutes looking at ponds and trees. You know the terrifying screams of the cannibals at night? Or like when you get like bombarded or ambushed? None of the cannibals screw with you. There's no, I mean, you got these little mud cannibals that are just kind of annoying, to be honest. We'll get into that as well. But there's just no... It's empty. Oh, we'll get into that, trust me. But yeah, the first point, the map is too big. It was so dead. I got bored. Now, a new addition that wasn't in the original Forest, the first game, the GPS system. I absolutely hate it. Who thought of this? I think it must be the original people, but I hate it. I goddamn hate the GPS system. Because of the GPS, they have these markers, and you literally just have a map, and it takes you to all these markers and points. Now, because of all these markers, they take you straight to the main missions like caves and weapons. it just defeats the purpose of the game. There's no need to explore the giant map they give you. Oh, is the map bigger? Yeah, it's huge. You're gonna be able to explore. Oh, great. Here's a GPS. Oh, thanks. So I'm not gonna get lost? No, you don't need to get lost. What about in the caves and stuff? The caves are tiny. They're just like little one-way corridors. You can never get lost in the cave. How did this happen? How did this happen? Again, there's no incentive to explore the map and find cool weapons and stuff on your own. That feeling when you explore and you find stuff and you like you come across something, you're like, wow, what is this? So maybe it's like I don't know, a tent and it's all ripped open. There's like stuff on the floor and you're like, oh, this is so cool. No, it's on the GPS. Bing, there you go. You've reached your goddamn destination. It's whose idea was this? The first GPS I went to, I mean, you don't have to go to a certain one. You know, it's you can explore, do whatever you want. But the GPS points, I went to the first one, I was like, oh cool, alright, this is the first one. We haven't even got a stick or anything. We're just bare naked in the forest. We just crashed down, you know, we got shot down from the helicopter, just splat. A guy in a shiny pantsuit doesn't kill us for some reason. He just leaves us on the floor to come back and kill him later. That's another story we gotta get into.
What the hell is even that?
But anyway, the first time on the island, I pull out my GPS and I'm like, oh, alright. I was like, oh, cool, GPS. Oh, what's this? Let's go to that dot. It took me like 3 minutes to walk there. Boom, shotgun. I'm not even lying. On my second run, I thought, let's quickly restart because maybe something happened and I wasn't meant to find a GPS, or I don't know. The game was broken because it was a little bit weird, you know, when it first came out. Anyway, I see this orange raft in the middle of the water. I swim out to investigate. Boom, handgun. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Boom. Hang on. ACOG sight. Laser. There you go. Oh. In under 30 minutes, I had Hitman's silver ballers in this life raft with MREs, a shotgun. I was no longer feeling vulnerable, okay? Whenever, like, the cannibals came up to me, I just blew them away. Because if at the start of the game, the shotguns and pistols were so OP, it just ruined... Look, I'm all for weapons and stuff. Again, I love the forest. In the original forest, they had, I believe, a pistol. I never actually found it. You had to go to like 10 different grave sites, get different barrels, get the, I don't know, get the barrel of the gun and get the handgun. You had to build this pistol and make it, and the ammo was scarce, and it felt more like you was holding onto it and, you know, using the ammo sparingly, like Resident Evil stuff. But this one's just like, no, it just gives you a shotgun. It just gives you a katana. I found a katana within the first 10 minutes as well. Don't even get me started on that. I don't know, like I said, no longer was I feeling vulnerable. I just had all these boomsticks and I just felt unstoppable, and I wasn't scared at all. I was just like, is this the start of the game? Am I gonna find a Gatling gun? Am I gonna find a heat-seeking missile? What's happening? And by the way, these guns you find ain't like, oh, a farmer's shotgun or like, you know, just a crappy pistol. These are fully decked out tactical, again, ACOG sights with laser attachments. I tell you what, I will say it is cool where you can like attach lasers and like level up your guns, if you will. I don't know. You know what I mean? Find attachments for your guns like flashlights and stuff. But, jeez. We're still talking about the GPS. It never runs out of battery. They could have implemented a system where you had to loot batteries and like find batteries on the floor. You know, if the GPS system had a battery life, it might be a little bit better. It still rubs me the wrong way, but it might soften me up. Okay, it might molest me a little bit more. But nah, it's got full battery power apparently. It never runs out. You just always have a mini map. It's just, there you go. Are you lost? Oh, you gotta go this way to complete the game. Oh, thanks. It just ruined the game so much for me at the beginning. Weapons. Look, we got a katana, baton, pistols, hunting rifles, shotguns. It's too much, man. It's too much. We did get like the cool weapons, like the tasers, the batons, the guitar. You know, you could swing a guitar around. It's so cool. It's just a shame because they were all overshadowed by these OP weapons. Like, if I've got a shotgun, I'm not gonna use the pistol. If I've got a shotgun, I'm not going to use the stun gun or the baton. If I've got a katana, I'm not going to use a goddamn club. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they added a lightsaber at this point.
Hello there.
It wouldn't be too crazy. I'm telling you, if they add like a plasma sword thing, that's how ridiculous it got. It's just... And again, don't get me wrong, I love the weapons. It was cool with the baton and the stun gun and stuff. It opened up a lot of doors, but Unfortunately, those doors were just brick walls painted to look like doors. It was all a lie. I just remember the days of the original forest. You didn't know where anything was. You didn't have all this crazy equipment. You didn't have a mini-map to help you, you know, and hold your hand as you're completing the game. Oh, wait, I'm lost. Oh, here you go, game. Thank you, sir. Can you help me cross the road? Fucking... Making the games too easy, man. It was just so fun getting lost and just finding stuff on your own, or even checking out the recent upload of Mad Vlad or the Outer Middle show to, you know, have the how-tos and how to find this, how to find that, you know, and that's how I found Mad Vlad. Now, talking about the weapons, let's talk about the goddamn vehicles, okay? Let's talk about the vehicles. You're goddamn right. We finally got vehicles in Sons of the Forest. We did want it in the forest. I remember people talking about it, and but you know, the game engine and just the whole map, it just wouldn't work. And plus, the map wasn't that big. So you're thinking, yes, Sketch, we got vehicles in Sons of the Forest now. Did you get these like cool golf buggies you can like build and upgrade with like spikes on them or something? Or crazy Trolls bikes you can get and there's like Trolls tracks around, you know, you're zipping around on like little Trolls bike. Do you know what we got? Do you know what we got? This I feel like this is... We got a unicycle. We got a fucking unicycle. Whatever this is, we got unicycles. Now, a lot of people love the unicycle, a lot of people hate it. It's like 50-50. Again, I would have much rather have had a cool buggy that you can like upgrade it and put like spikes on it, you know? I don't know, wouldn't that be cool if you had your own makeshift buggy and you can upgrade it by putting wooden spikes at the front? Again, another missed opportunity. It's just disappointing, man. It's just disappointing. It's just, I don't know what you want me to say. It's just disappointing. Now, I know that in the recent updates they actually added the golf carts now. There is drivable golf carts, which is pretty goddamn cool. You can't upgrade it, put spikes on. It's just a golf cart. It's pretty cool. And they have updated it so the GPS is on there as well. It looks like a Tesla golf buggy. It looks cool. I don't know if there's storage in the back. Pretty sure there's not. I think it just runs on the battery or whatever, but you can upgrade it, put spikes on it, or like, you know, dead rise in the golf buggy. It's just a golf buggy. I don't know, it is what it is. Again, we kind of already knew that the vehicles were probably going to be coming because the map did look like it was built around that, and plus there was a lot of scattered golf carts around. So we did think we was getting golf carts, but again, first few months we got a goddamn unicycle, or whatever this is, a Segway. What is that? What is that? But again, we got the golf buggies. I personally haven't used them. They look kind of fun for about 5 minutes, but that's about it. Now, the main core problems that I have talked about is the goddamn GPS, because you can't. That's integrated into the game. They can't take the GPS away. That's in the game now, and especially the weapons. The long list of Hitman silver ballers and goddamn machine guns. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you know what I mean. Very quickly, let's talk about the cave systems, okay? Now, the one thing the forest does great are the cave systems. Again, I don't want to gloss over a lot of stuff, but the graphics of this game are pretty solid. The water, the atmosphere, the sounds in the game. The sounds in the game is weird too. We'll have to get into that once we start talking about the story and stuff, but the ambient sounds of like the water dripping or the ice cracking, it's just good. Anyway, yeah, the caves look amazing. They're fantastic. They've got these nice little icicles or those isotope. What do you call those things that hang from the cave? I'm talking about... I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, it definitely looks awesome, but a lot of the caves I was exploring around the map were just dead ends. I'm not even lying, guys. They were dead ends. Now, again, the game's been updated, okay? It's been changed a lot, but the caves are still pretty dead to me, to be honest. You don't get lost as much. There's no cool fights in caves, like things like... I remember going to the cave in Sons of the Forest, and I would shit myself, okay? That was the one thing you shouldn't do. Go into caves. It's weird, because they look so much more better and, like, realistic, because, again, the graphics, the engine change, it looks amazing. But for some reason, I just wasn't scared. But anyway, there was these 3 points of interest on the GPU. Oh, are you lost on a deserted... Is it deserted island? No, it's not. It's a secret island. There was like 3 interests on the map of these caves. I was like, that's pretty goddamn cool. Let's go to that cave. And this is the top of the map, by the way. I was like, let's go actually explore. Even though I've got a GPS, I might not look at it too much, or I might just try and get to these points. That's cool. Went all the way to this point. There was a nice cave, waterfall in front of it. I was like, oh my god, this is it. I was feeling the forest. I was getting into it. I was excited. It's a fucking dead end. It was a cave with a chair in it, with a skeleton and some money. Again, it was cool, but why mark it? Why put that on the map? Let me find the cave, okay? Stop holding my hand, Dad. Let me find the cave for myself. Why would you mark this on the map? It's not even a big cave. There's nothing in it. There's not even a point of interest or like a thing, like an item inside. It was just an empty cave. Why are you marking that on the map, man? Let me find it. Fucking game telling me what to do, what I can. Holding my hand. I'm reading off a script here, lads, okay? We're going through the points, just bear with me. And I was like, you know what, it's probably a one-off thing, you know? It's probably just a one-off, just a hole in the cliff, you know, not really a cave. I don't know why it's marked on the map, but yeah, it is, it's marked on the map. Oh, let's go to this ice cave. I was like, all right, I'm getting that feeling again. Is it too good to be true? You know? There was like a skeleton with this like, you know, puffer jacket with like a snowmobile or something. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Ice like caves all around us, all echoing, and oh, this is sick. Dead end. And it's marked on the map, on the GPS system. There's nothing in it. There was just some ammo and some food. You know, just a point of interest to collect stuff. But there's no... Let me find it, man. God, it was just annoying me. I don't know why. I just kept getting annoyed or disappointed. Lackluster, blah. Just let me find them organically, you know? Let me explore, goddammit. I don't get it. The keys you do explore are pretty cool. The first underground bunker you find is pretty cool. You're like, oh my god, there's a whole like mall down here. Look at this. You're like digging it up. You got all these MREs or you know those things. There's like fridges and like pool tables. It's so cool. You're like, this was under here the whole time. And then you find another one, and 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 the whole goddamn island is just a city. You've just got so many bunkers. You got bunker 1, bunker 2. I think they're called bunker A, B, or C or something. You got bunkers everywhere. And then you've got like a huge gym. I'm not even joking, lads. There's a gym underground. There's like a full gym. There's a spa. It's obviously a pleasure island for like, you know, some shady shit going down. But it's just like a really fancy, futuristic pleasure island. They got spas. They've got, you know, golf courses and stuff. We'll talk about that later. But it just gets a bit boring. And this is the first like half an hour of the game. I'll tell you what. And the first hour, you find like 3 different bunkers. It just... In the first forest, when you found the bunker, it felt so crazy because the whole time you're living above, trying to fend for yourself, light fires with sticks, you know, fishing, hunting cannibals and stuff. And then you open this giant stone door and it's like all this hospital. You're like, this was here the whole time? I've been up there, you know, creating fires, trying to survive, and this whole thing has been here. That's the feeling I got. It was crazy. And it only happened for like 10 minutes towards the end of the game. Now this game, bang, there you go, bang, bang, bang. Let me know if I'm rambling too much. I'm passionate about this, okay? I've got a rough script, but going through the points, just... Oh, I don't know. Sons of the Forest, we have hundreds of rooms. It just doesn't feel as spicy, to be honest. It just doesn't. Anyways, the caves were definitely a lot cooler, but not as scary. Even filled with crazy enemies. Again, like we said, they're just empty. Which brings us to our next point. The cannibals. Where the hell is the iconic cannibal scream? You know what I'm talking about, right? Am I crazy? I didn't hear it once. I've played this for just over 50 hours. I did not hear one cannibal like, you know, like the croaky, terrifying, blood-curdling scream. You'll just be sat there at 2 a.m. with your friends, you know, drinking your coffee and then you're making your base, you know, near the campfire, illuminating the camp, and then suddenly this god screeching thing, you just shit yourself. Where is it? It was god. There's cannibal screams in the game, but they're too human. They're just like humans screaming, going, ah, we're gonna get you. They don't actually sound. They don't say that, but they just scream like, ah. Ah! Hey, it's just there's no weird blood-curdling screams or like They don't even sound zombie-ish. I mean, they're not zombies, they're cannibals, you know, they're just peeps, man. I don't know where all the sounds went. It's weird, am I crazy? And by the way, just quickly going over the sound in this game. Now, I said before the ambient sounds and that was cool, but the footsteps of the enemies are just gone. Remember in the first forest when there's like cannibals, like the footsteps running behind you? You're just like running through the forest like pitch black at night with just a torch and a stick, and you can see the feet pounding behind you. There's none of that. The sound is so bad. I don't know what happened. Now again, someone in the comments let me know if the sound has changed, because I've been watching a lot of Farkits videos, Mad Vlads, you know, a lot of small creators, including my friends, and they say the sound has been the same.
Well, they move so much faster in this game. God, there's sponges. Oh, they are sponges, man. But the armor actually works in this game, unlike Sons of the Forest. You can hear them chasing you too. They actually make footsteps. I miss that so much.
That was so goddamn disappointing. And I think that's one of the factors why it's not as scary. I don't know, but the goddamn enemies, man. I mean, the enemies are just more funny, if anything. They're just more funny. The iconic enemies, like the Armsies, wasn't added until recently, and they've added them now as an end game enemy. So you kind of have to complete the game or get so far, and then you'll start seeing all these Armsies and, you know, the sausage double dick things come out. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because they may have changed that in the recent updates or something, but I didn't run into one Armsy when I was playing it. Just cannibals, just friendly cannibal, just your friendly neighborhood cannibal, just chilling. And again, they do it as heck yeah. They just wave at you. No screams. They just from a distance. They kind of keep to themselves. It's perfect. I remember seeing the first trailer of The Forest. It was insane. These weird, creepy, thingy penis monsters. Straight up out of like John Carpenter's The Thing. You know, these things look terrifying. But in my full playthrough, there was like 1 to 2 tough enemies. But again, with the shotguns and handguns and lightsabers, they were no match for me. They were just kind of a nuisance. Again, they were more funny than anything. And when I played it, by the way, there was not even a boss fight. Now, again, I'm putting my hands up. There's like 3 or 4 boss fights now. There's actually pretty cool boss fights by the looks of it. There's like an underground big mutant one. There's like a weird foot fetish thing, like a giant foot. I don't know. Timmy's fucking fighting it with his like powers. It does look pretty cool, but there's no replayability of the game, and we will get into that, chat. Just you wait. I think one of my biggest problems with the game was the early access. After all these years of development, you know, delay after delay, I thought they would want to give us a finished product, but it's crazy because, again, a week from now, the product's finished. I haven't seen boats, I haven't seen animals, apex predators like bears and stuff. Oh, but don't worry, lads, we've got raccoons now. Let's talk about the cannibal camps. This is one of my biggest letdowns of this game. We've gone through it's probably the GPS is my biggest letdown, but the second biggest letdown is the cannibal camps. Don't even get me started, lads. The cannibal camps. What an absolute letdown. Disappointing, lackluster, boring. Again, we're getting into it right now. Now, when I heard we was getting a sequel of this game, I was so excited. I was like, it's going to be like a new engine, the graphics are updated, they know what they're doing now, and the first Forest, I'm pretty sure, gotta be one of my 10 out of 10 games I've played. It was so goddamn fun. And I was like, oh my god, they know what they're doing. They're gonna, like, everything's gonna be on steroids. Maybe it's, you know what, the problem was me. I hyped up too much. I'm the problem. I was thinking, it's a sequel. The cannibal camps are gonna be amazing. You know in Pirates of the Caribbean when Captain Jack Sparrow is, like, got into that tribe at the side of the base, and they're in those, like, bone ball things? I loved that toy as a kid, you goddamn right. I love playing with that. Anyway, that cannibal base where he's, like, playing with the fruit on, like, the long pole sticks, and there's, like, the cliff, like, you know that aesthetic of, like, the cannibal bases? That's what I thought it was gonna be like. But no, we got exactly the same, if not kind of less than what we got in the first one. Just boring camps with some fires and a little bit of the same usual gore, you know, people with tennis rackets up their asses. Even cannibal traps. Comment right now, how much do you agree with me on this? Because the cannibal... Thinking about how dead the cannibal camps were is so terrible. You know in the first one we had those big, like, cannibal structures on the beach, and it was always like, it looked like boathouses. It was always like a weird structure, and it was like, oh, that's pretty good. Nothing like that in this one. Nothing. Just nothing. We got like little shacks every now and then just scattered around like boat shacks. Why haven't we got traps of like leaf pile traps of like a hole, so if you walk over it, you get like, you lose half your health. There's like stick traps, you fall into it, like a lethal trap. Or like swinging traps, like, you know, little Ewoks where if you like go run past a tree, like a tripwire, a log, you gotta dodge the log, and like traps. There's no traps. Why have they never implemented this? I don't get it, because in number 1 I thought they was going to add it at some point. You can walk across the entire map of Sons of the Forest with no guns, no armor, nothing to save you. You'll be fine. You could just walk the whole map. You can have a Sunday stroll on the new map. You can walk all the way down, all the way. Nothing will kill you. There's no bears, there's no alligators, there's no crocodiles. We got raccoons. I just realised as well, we didn't even see that in the trailer. We didn't even see a bear.
Man, there needs to be like bears. There needs to be another problem. There needs to be like an apex predator, maybe some alligators, and something else. Something else. I'm telling you, man, what pisses me off the most about this game is that it has more potential than any other game I've ever played in my life. They could make this game so good. So good.
You know what? I was kind of going easy on the forest, but this sucks. I'm not a dev man, but these ideas are so goddamn good. I mean, cannibal villages, traps, man. Again, I'm not no game dev. Someone sign me. I can help you out. Anyway, like I said, you can walk the whole map. The cannibals don't really fuck with you. You've got these little mud cannibals, which is kind of cool. They're kind of like little monkey things. They crawl around and jump on trees and stuff, which is really cool. They have, again, looking at the recent updates, they've implemented some new cannibals that, like, I don't know, throw a knife and does, like, backflips and that. Pretty goddamn cool. I will give them that. They have started to add loads of enemies because, again, in the new trailer, we have, like, this, like, leg clapper thing. We got the armsy and the legsy. We got a legsy now. It's like it claps its legs and it's got penises and appendages at the bottom. It looks really goddamn creepy. That's what I wanted. And they've added 2 new ones. Where's the Nugget Man? The Chicken Man, whatever he was called. I love that guy. Where is he? Why did they take him out? And there is another one called the Tumor. I actually came up with that name myself. It looks like this weird tumor that's just walking around and, like, you know, there's like little mouths on it, or just like a giant tumor walking around. Oh, that's a good name, you know. I'm copywriting that. The cannibals, the enemies, there's no traps, there's nothing hostile on the map that can really kill you other than like end game boss fights. And yeah, I don't know, it's just such a letdown. It's more, I'm not angry or anything, I'm just disappointed, man. There's no bear traps, there's no stick traps, there's nothing, no Rambo traps with like the stick that fling out and, like, you know. If you've got like halfway through the video right now, what do you love about Sons of the Forest? Let's try and leave some good comments. What do you love about Sons of the Forest that wasn't in Sons of the Forest 2? Because I can't for the life of me think of anything. Now that is a lot to unpack. I don't want the devs to feel bad or come across as being whiny and nitpicking, because this is solid goddamn criticism. But unfortunately, Sons of the Forest, the game, it was so meh. Let's move on to the build mechanics and the buildables like traps.
This is what really, I think, separates the 2 games. I don't think we're ever going to see this stuff again, but this was the stuff that was just so good. Drawing blueprints. And if you're building against an object like a rock or something, you can just build through it. Like, look, the game's world wasn't in the way, whereas in Sons of the Forest, man, it really is in the way. It's bad. I'm definitely going to miss this system. So creative. The amount of tricks you could do with it was insane.
God damn, another big problem. The whole survival book that you have, you know, you have to flip through the tabs and stuff. You have to flick through like hundreds of pages. It just feels so contrived. I just want to find a seat or a fence or something to build, but I have to bring up this and just flick through a bunch of things. I think they fixed that now. I think it's a little bit less convoluted, but it's still so annoying. Hopefully they fixed it. Let me know. Now, talking about buildables, the traps. There was 2. 10 years. 10 years this took to develop. There was 2 traps. And you know what's crazy? The old traps that they had in the old games, they could have easily carried them over or just reused some of the old traps just to make us happy or tide us over until they implemented some of the new traps, because I have seen a lot of the new traps they've added over the last few months, and they are crazy. You've got like the grinder that like grinds them all up. You got like the electrical thing that like electrifies them, the crusher. You got these swinging balls, like the giant nuts on the swing. There's a lot of cool traps, but when it first came out, the first few months, there was 2 traps, lads. 2 traps. It was so boring. 2 traps. I guess I just want to bring that up because I can't really get angry anymore because there is a lot of new traps in the game, but it's kind of pointless because you don't need traps. You know why? The cannibals are broken. One hit, everything just breaks, or they just glitch into your fences, you know? If you build a nice little sanctuary with like nice fence around it, the giant sausage double dick things can just glitch over your fence. You know, the giant red men, it's like pretty OP. It's pretty kind of crazy when they come into it. It just glitches through the wall. You're not safe in your base. Things can just glitch over or glitch into it. There's no incentive of building. It's pointless.
Placing defensive walls is just so stupid in Sons of the Forest. I don't even bother with it anymore. I don't know if you've noticed that in my recent ones. I don't even build them. They're just a mess. When they knock a piece out, you have to replace it and you won't go in. Honestly, like, they need to bring back this system. Just some sort of drawing. Like, why not just draw this? It is so much better. You want a gate? Chuck a gate in. Boom. You should have the gate system from Sons of the Forest still. Oh, bro, man. Just so many things that were so great about this game they just didn't bring over. Kind of disappointing. For a while, I was going, oh, yeah, Sons of the Forest is looking a lot better. Then you start finding things like boats and drawing blueprints and cranes.
Blueprints. They took them out. There's no blueprints now. Oh god, it's just infuriating. It's so stressful talking about it. It's just bringing back these memories. Now, building in Sons of the Forest is something. Building is something. God damn, it's something. You can get fully immersed in Sons of the Forest. I will give them that. The new building tech that they've like brought out, because it is kind of original the way they've done it. You can like get fully immersed, cutting logs up, in like shaving them, pointing the tops, and like actually hands-on building is insane. For about 5 minutes, and then it just gets tedious and annoying, and it takes you like 10 hours to build one goddamn house, and the traps don't work because the AI is all broken. The cannibals just run around and glitch through walls, and then the 10-hour base that it took because you have to do all the immersive building and stuff. There's no blueprints in the game. It's pointless. All that is wasted because it just gets ruined by one cannibal that glitched through your fence and now destroyed everything in one hit. What is going on?
You can call me impatient if you like, and I am absolutely impatient. I don't want to wait for 2 seconds for an animation to be finished to do the thing that I was going to do, especially when it comes to building, because the building system is already extremely slow in my opinion. I wish that blueprints were still a thing. I hate that you can't build 45-degree angles on a foundation, and hearing that the reason that you cannot build 45-degree angles is because it affects the way the snow falls on a structure drives me nuts, because the snowfall on the structures is broken anyway. Half your base can be filled with snow even though it's covered. So what's the damn point?
Classic blueprints, that's what I was saying. I miss that so much. They took that out. They took it out. Sweet mercy, the blueprints. I miss it so much. I don't know what I'm saying. I think I'm having a breakdown, lads. Okay, now before we get into the story of the game, if you can call it that. That's another thing. Get ready for that. Going back to the enemies and the base building, it's so broken. Like I said, you can't build like without the blueprints and like the uneven terrain. The building's so restricted now for some reason. Like I want to place like this foundation and stuff, but you can't because of uneven terrain, or you can't place it there. Oh, the red silhouette. I'm having nightmares about the red goddamn silhouette. You can't build there. You can't build there. And then you can't. So you're literally just looking for places on the map that's just flat, because you can't build like nice cliff bases and stuff without mods and stuff. If there is, I don't even know if there is. Are there mods? What is there mods? I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that there's no point in making bases, okay? The map is so big, making you run around everywhere. You don't need to be in the same place for long. The incentive to build a base and like a little community or like a little, you know, safe haven, you don't need to, because you've got the GPS now, and that GPS brings you to all the locations to get all the OP weapons, and after that, you're doing the missions at the same time, and then suddenly you've completed the game. And you're looking back and you're like, wait, I haven't been to my base in like 10 in-game days. What is happening? It's pointless to build in the game. It's so depressing. It's crazy that this game is fully releasing in just under a week, and we've clearly stated some solid goddamn questions and problems that are really terrifyingly game breaking. The more we talk about it, I can't believe after all these years and times of like delaying and stuff, all we got is just like a DLC. Oh, also, again, I'm gonna quickly mention the armor because it's still dead, okay? Bone armor, pink armor, full iron armor, tech armor, it's all pointless. It's all broken. It's pointless. Even in the new trailer that I saw, you've got that gold shiny special ore armor that I saw that you can mine now. It's just, the armor's still dead apparently. According to Farkit and like the Outer Middle show, they've been talking about the armor and stuff and what state it's been in, and it's still exactly the same. The story. Strap in, lads. This one's gonna be spicy. Now first, you can listen to my version of the story, okay? I'm not a writer, okay? I'm not a game dev, but the story was so goddamn disappointing, alright? This is my story. I'm gonna read you the script that I wrote out, okay? That I thought would be pretty cool. Alright, cue the story music, lads, alright? Is that story music? I don't know. Alright. Imagine we're playing as the original character Timmy, you know, the boy we saved in the original forest. Wait, what's this? We've got insane cool powers now because, you know, he has the weird, like, virus that he's got cool powers, you know? So now Timmy has been doing some research in the shadows, waiting to get revenge for everything that happened in the first forest. I find out that the same people are screwing with a second new artifact on another new island, and he sneaks his way in, boat, plane, anything. He could sneak his way there somehow, I don't know. And then, I don't know, he in the process of going to the island, he gets shot down and crashes onto the island, and then boom, I just set up a great start to the story and narrative from when Timmy's coming back. You've got these cool powers you can utilize. Maybe you can climb cliffs a little bit now, or maybe you could like super jump, or I don't know, just have little attacks. It doesn't have to be anything crazy with Timmy's powers, but I thought that was where it was going. I thought he was gonna have like cool little powers now, and like I don't know, I expected too much. Clearly I did. You know what, I'm not even going to fully explain the story of Sons of the Forest because it was so goddamn disappointing. Basically, in the story of Sons of the Forest, you get shot down, original, by, for some reason, a man in a very shiny get-up. He's got like lycra or like the shiny 80s get-up. Very confusing. Really weird. You find out the island is like some like gold hotel resort with like a huge gym, you know, underground facility thing, as we've said. I don't know, all throughout the playthrough, it's like the forest collecting clues and heading inside, you know, going deeper and deeper into the story. Nothing new, just picking up clues. And, you know, you're just going into the center of the island or the mountain, you know, original. It's exactly the same as the original forest. Basically, a weird universal portal box thing. Oh, I'm just remembering it right now. It was so bad. And there's a universe, something about space, and there's a spaceship. Oh, I don't know. It's just blah, blah, boring. I know they aren't that big of a dev team, but who thought this story was it? It was so boring, man. And again, I know they've probably updated the story now because there is boss fights. There's probably a bit more of cutscenes in between. But when I done the story, the first few months the game came out, it was so confusing. So it wasn't even convoluted. It was just so bare bones. There wasn't a story, basically, is what I'm saying. 10 years of development, there wasn't a story. It was just all empty. And there's something to do with a shiny man. There wasn't even a boss fight, guys. I'm not even joking. When the game came out, there was not even a boss fight. But I guess now they've added all the other small mini boss fights. There is boss fights now. Again, there's the giant foot. All the foot fetish guys out there are going to love that. I don't have no incentive of completing the story again. I don't even want to run around the map because the map is empty. There's no replayability. Yeah, I don't know. The story only took just under about 6 hours to complete. I don't want to go through the 6 to 7, maybe 8 hours now with the cutscenes and stuff. I don't know. Just for any boss fight again. I don't know. There's nothing new. There's no cool. There's not even a cool twist or like, oh. I was just confused and convoluted. Sons of the Forest on the first day of release sold over 2 million copies. That's insane. At least we now know that money isn't going to be a problem when, you know, they make a third game. God damn, I'm not even excited for the third game. Now, around the time Sons of the Forest came out, I had brain surgery. For you guys that don't know, I was dead recovering and Sons of the Forest came out around the time and I was just so excited to sit down recovering to play what I thought was going to be a banger, but unfortunately, It's just mid. Now, Sons of the Forest isn't out on consoles yet, and I have heard nothing. Even leading up to all the way to like now, I've heard nothing. So maybe when they finish updating the game, you know, in the next couple weeks, and they announce the console release, it will bring the popularity back up, but I'm pretty sure it won't last for long, because sadly, the replayability we had in the first game just isn't there. All the POIs you can search for is like, you know, already on the map, and the goddamn GPS system. The builds you could build in the original forest are so restricted and unforgiving, and there's nothing new apart from NPCs like Calvin and Virginia, which I don't think we've mentioned that, but they're kind of cool. Like, I guess useless, but like they're kind of cool. After a long rant, I want to end on a high note. The game looks incredible. The trees, the forest is so lush and dense. It's so goddamn nice. The new NPCs again are a nice touch, but that's all I can say. There's nothing I can think of I liked more in this game than the original forest. It's a big goddamn shame. If it wasn't for channels like the Outer Middle Show creating content on Sons of the Forest, I wouldn't even be interested. After editing this video, I do want to thank the devs one more time. Growing up with the forest was so much fun to play, so many memories with my friends, and it made so much content out there for creators like Mad Vlad, Farkit, you know, just off the top of my head. I guess the next time I'm going to step into this universe is if they ever make a third forest, but I don't have a lot of hope. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. I know I was a little bit nitpicky, but these are some solid points that I had to address and talk about. I just had to get it off my chest. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions, but I am 100% certain that this game is not going to last long if it's going to continue the way it's going. I guess I'll see you in the next video. Stay sketchy, guys. Stay sketchy.
You know, I remember the first time I played the forest. It terrified me. It gave me chills down my spine. The first time I ran into the cannibals and they climbed up a tree, and I didn't realize there was two of them, and the audio was on point with all of it. Blueprints were amazing. At this point, I think that the building system is what it is. I could say more, but I won't. Cheers, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video, whatever it may be.